It worked. We are back in the house, man.
Shit.
Look, we're new to this live stuff. We're trying to figure this stuff out, man. And we're so lazy. Instead of just reading some instructions, I'm like, let's try this.
I could read instructions; they would make no sense to me. I must learn by trial and error.
Yeah, and utter failure, right? It's nothing
Yeah.
wrong. Failure is good for the soul. Just too much failure is bad for the soul.
Oh wow.
Yeah. What's up, everybody? My name is Montego. I'm the host of Fans of Patrol. Welcome to our, new format so we can get shows out and stuff like that. So welcome, everybody. With me is my adorable co-host, Miss Tiff O'Bot. How are you this week, Tiff?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm doing good, man. We were talking off camera. I'm not going to say any names, but the Lord has delivered all my enemies at my feet and leveled every enemy I got in the world. So almost except for one. So with shit, people just do shit to you, and then you just find out through the grapevine and all kind of stuff is going on. Welcome to your destruction, you ass. And I didn't have to lift a finger. See, that's why you don't. People do dumb shit. They go and like harm people that they feel they want revenge. You don't gotta do nothing. Just sit there and have some patience and just look. Naughty asses is like, and normally a person like me doesn't get off on people suffering, but suffer.
All right.
Indeed.
It's a lovely way to open the show. This little revenge, a little hands-off revenge.
That's right. Hands-off revenge. Just sitting there with the popcorn, just enjoying.
Just like, oh.
Because you shouldn't F with me, man. I'm a nice guy. I'm one of the nicest guys you want to meet, man.
I'm a nice guy.
Don't bother nobody, Tiff. I just like to have fun. Anybody who knows me knows that. Let's have fun and let's make some money while we doing it, right? Anyway, man. So what are we doing? So we did not go to the movies this week. We absolutely saw this thing and thought about it for a while, man. So we're doing Heads of State, man. It's available on Amazon. I think it just came out this weekend. Yeah, it came out July 2nd. And so it's a high-powered action movie starring a bunch of people that we know. So we'll get into that in a minute. I do know that Jurassic Park came out on Wednesday, so I don't know how that's doing. And Tiff O'Bot, let me tell you something. I had no interest in Jurassic Park until, I got hit by the gram. I was watching Instagram and they've been peppering movie clips on Instagram. And it's this one scene where this lady is like doing a blow up boat, a lifeboat.
Sure.
A Tyrannosaurus is in some tall weeds grass like a dog. And then I guess he rolls into the water. And I was like, this looks pretty good.
You're like, I don't care what else happens. I gotta see this dino flip into the water.
Yeah, I want to see the dino
like an alligator, getting people pulling them down.
Yeah, the hell with Marcella Ali, the hell with what's the lady's name? Scarlett Johansson. I don't care. I just want to see that thing roll into that water like a gator.
I think there is this significant portion, kind of Jurassic Park hits that sweet spot where if you want to see an action movie with a bunch of people that you like, then you're gonna be like, I want to see that. If you just want to see some pretty cool dinosaurs, regardless of how the movie turns out,
there you go.
You're in luck. They do a pretty good dinosaur.
Yeah, it's just like watching Transformers, rock'em sock'em robots, man.
This movie is terrible, but these robots are great.
The movie's terrible. I love these damn robots. It did get to a point with Transformers where that wasn't even good,
Yeah, but you know what? They did come back because they had the Bumblebee, and was it the Beast Wars? That one was good too.
Yeah, so
and I'm saying that somebody who thinks
right,
fuck
y'all.
You Transformers films, I enjoyed both of those. So.
Yeah, you guys y'all hear that shit? Yeah, but I agree 100%. I really like both of those movies. But then I heard some rumors that Michael Bay is thinking about getting back into Transformers. Please stay away.
Yeah.
Please stay away. Stay away. Don't come back. Don't come back.
You had your chance, Michael Bay.
Don't come back.
Get in the back of the line. You can't cut the line.
Nobody wants to see your Transformers movies, Chief. Just stay away, Anyway, man. So we're gonna do Jurassic Park probably next week, man. But I don't know, man. We got some things to do here, because you just never know. They're you were talking about 28,000 years later.
28 years later, it's time for the next installment of time. Doled out time zombies. It's every 28 something.
So, okay, let's talk about that for a second. So I saw the first movie, loved it. You know, and that's
Fantastic. It's
plus
a great
I
classic.
love the female lead too. Y'all know I love her dirty bath water. I ain't seen her in a long time. She was in James Bond, you know, and playing like Moneypenny, and she's still fine. That's a fine Brit. Anyway, um, yeah,
Montego's making peace across the pond.
I
Thank
really,
you for your good-looking women.
you goddamn right. At least her, that's for sure. Yeah, I love the first movie. I was Johnny Come Lately to that. You know, I
Mm,
think it was on like I saw it on stream. Like it was out for years before I saw it. I loved it though when I saw it. Then he did 28 weeks later,
mhm.
which was a little strange for me. It really didn't hit the same, you know, mark for me, but it
Eh,
was what it was, you know.
no thank I mean, it's fine. It's whatever.
All this time later, now they doing so here's my question, Tiffelbot.
Mhm.
If a zombie is walking around in decay, how much uh, how much decay happens before the muscles don't work and it's just something you got there has to be some type of physics going on here because it's
Yes.
decaying. So they should be
I'm
no
sure
zombies.
yes, but new people are infected, etc. Maybe there's a new outbreak. My question is
Yes.
the audacity to
Hmm.
not have a 28 months later.
Ooh, well, Cillian Murphy is old as dirt now, so I
Well,
mean
yeah,
that's
but 28 months he would have been still in the goods.
yeah, yeah,
I
he
mean, I
could.
love him now. I still love him. He's fantastic. I'm just saying, you're right. He is older.
Yeah,
He
yeah,
has
yeah.
aged.
28 of them suckers. So
28, 20 fucking 8.
so I know I don't I mean I don't know this person's I haven't heard good things about 28 days later. I have heard some people
28,
talk
28 years.
years. I've heard some people
Yeah,
make
doesn't this make this really difficult to talk about?
right. Stop with the 28, god damn it, right? You know. But I did hear from I heard from few people, and I don't know any movie taste, but they did not enjoy it. You know, so I
Sure.
was like, interesting. Okay, that's the first things I hear is negative.
Sorry.
Gesundheit.
Something couldn't avoid on the live. Yeah.
Yeah, 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 yeah. It's all good. So I don't know, man. So
I
I'm
want to see it. I
I'm
want
willing
to
to watch it.
believe.
I'm willing to
Yeah,
watch
I
it.
want to believe to I don't want I do sometimes fall into the trap where I'm like, I know it's going to fucking suck
It's a
and
it's
it's
a,
and then
it's
I go
a,
in there and I'm such a little fucking turd that like I just ruin the movie because I'm such a negative little turd sometimes.
oh, you're total. So I thought you was talking about doing the Phantom Menace at first. Like it was good. It was. I think.
It was. I love it. I do have the opposite. I do too. I do have some things I like assume I'm going to love or want to love, and I love, and despite maybe it being not great.
Yeah,
So
yeah. Yeah, that was me in almost every Star Wars property for the last few years. Until I got some good shit, which was Rogue One and what do you call it? The TV show Andor.
Andor.
Holy shit, so good. That's all I want to see. I don't need to see no more of this other garbage, because Star Wars has turned into hot garbage, man. I don't. I mean, it's
When a
just
Star Wars fan starts saying, I think it's too much,
yeah,
then it's a difficult. You've entered a difficult time because
yes.
there was a point in time when I felt like Star Wars fans would never say no.
No, no, but again, we lived through Phantom Menace. That was a renaissance.
We lived through it, guys.
You know, the little kids that was born,
They like it. They genuinely like it.
they love it. All three of those movies. But old school fans like me, like, God, those suck. And then the newer ones came around and they look great, and but they just were not good. I put them all in that bundle now. I used to be like, The Force Awakens was good, but look, again, I have kissed Smooth's ass and apologized to him because Smooth was the only person on this show that was like, they rehash everything they did before. I ain't like it. The hell with you, Smooth.
Is that Snoop's voice? What was that?
That wasn't his voice.
Oh my god.
That wasn't his voice.
It was not. I will say that as a person who like I don't want to like make people mad, but like I like Star Wars. I don't love Star Wars. You know what I
Well,
mean?
I used to love Star Wars as a child, but now I'm like, grow up, Chief. But at least Andor is everything that a older Star Wars fan can want. And if you're not watching that, then I know they could have just got rid of you. You don't trust anything. It's effing awesome. It's the best. It's the best. Anyway, moving off of Andor because all that Star Wars. Riri Williams came out about a week or so ago, and it had super duper high marks on Rotten Tomatoes, but again, fans is just lampooning it. So I'm gonna check it out. It's not I don't know, Riri, that whole character is weird, right?
You
Because
don't like the character? I like Riri.
let me finish.
Oh,
So
sorry.
no. I like in the comics how Riri is positioned with Tony Stark. You know what I'm saying? So it's not like I am the new Iron Man, but
Mhm.
with a dead Tony Stark, and now here's Riri with it's not the same dynamic. He loves Riri as far as like meant like a protege, you know what I'm saying? And so that's kind of cool because here this super duper super rich dude is, doing this thing with this lady who's pretty much on her own person, now in the comics. But just having it like I don't know if it's supposed to take over for Iron Man. I guess, it is, but you know, I know the actress didn't like I wasn't impressed with her like when in Wakanda Forever. However, I wasn't impressed with anything in Wakanda
I
Forever.
know you hated it.
So, her standing outside of this thing may be a completely different thing for me. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't know. Because I Wakanda. Oh my God, Wakanda Forever. Just please, I don't Wakanda for never. Just get rid of it.
Wow.
It's
Wow. That
terrible.
that should be considered a crime what just happened.
No,
Terrible.
no. Stop going for money grabs. Just doing a movie. Oh, let me not get into that. So what else are we're gonna do? So Superman is coming out, right?
Superman. I was surprised that Superman didn't get released for July 4th.
Me too. Me too.
Because
I
that
was like,
seems like
what? Wow.
why wouldn't you?
America?
Right.
American
Right.
Superman?
Like if you were going to the movies on
Yeah.
that day,
Yeah.
and you know what you're gonna see, which a lot of us listening to this now, and especially in this day and age, don't think about that. But a lot of people go to the movies not knowing what they're gonna see. They just pick something. And I
Yeah.
could see that being like, oh, he's Superman, it's very American USA.
It's nothing more American than the alien from outer space, Superman.
Yes, he's there. He's here.
Yeah.
He
So
saves us. He works at the Daily Planet.
right. I saw it, and most of that movie, a lot of the outdoor shit was filmed here in Cleveland. So, people from Cleveland are really excited because they're like, they
You want to go in and be like, I don't have plane.
well,
I do.
They literally did transform in downtown into Metropolis. I mean, subtle signs. It was everywhere. The Daily Planet, everything was down there. So, so that's the Cleveland thing. That's not the rest of the world thing. So I did see one scene. I was watching Diego Luna doing Jimmy Kimmel show. And he brought Corn Sweat and Nicholas Holt on at the same time, and they showed a scene between them, and it was pretty intense. I was like, damn. One thing that impressed me about Corn Sweat, which is dude, you got the worst name on the planet, Corn Sweat. Anyway, he hadn't seen the movie, like so. When he hadn't seen it, he's waiting for the actual Hollywood premiere because he never did that before. So they said he was in the back. Nicholas Holt said he was in the back with his ears closed and eyes closed, like he was doing one of these numbers so he wouldn't see the clip. And I was like, damn, that's
it. I kind of like it.
Respect that, right? Right.
Yeah.
So if he might be sitting in the movie like, damn, this sucks. It's not what we expected, But
yeah,
we'll see. But I'm
I
excited.
think I would have to watch if you were in a movie. Wouldn't you have to watch it before you watched with other people? I'd be like, I would, because I know the whole time I'd be like, if I was on the screen, I'd be like,
Yeah. I
I
mean,
don't want to be doing that in a room full of Hollywood elite.
yeah, you never know. Yeah, I probably would. So, you know, I did see a guy destroy Mr. Terrific because he like he's kind of like not like the character in the comic book. He looks like him and stuff
Mm.
like that, but he's like saying like these tough guy lines and shit like that, and being the third smartest
You
person on the
think that he
planet.
should just be like, oh, is that a blob? I don't know, like a nerd.
He should be a nerd. He's the third smartest guy on the planet.
Do you think that John Krasinski did a good job of doing that?
Who?
Didn't he briefly play him? John
Mr.
Krasinski?
John
Am I making shit up?
Who's John Krasinski?
The
Sounds
same
like
guy.
He sounds like a white man. Mr. Terrific is
He
black.
is. Oh, sorry. Mr. Fantastic.
Mr. Fantastic.
Because I know I thought you had switched to talking about Fantastic Four, and I was like, okay, cool.
No, like this Mr. Terrific is like, God damn it, I'm Mr. Terrific. Like it's like, why are you talking like that? Why he doesn't talk like that? Why are you trying to be like extra black and kind of shit like that? And the guy who's playing him is Funkinian, so he don't talk like that. So it was obviously a choice. So you got to be careful with some of the minority characters that they don't fall into that stupid ass stereotype. But I haven't seen the movie, but I did see some scenes, and I was like, ooh, what is that? Hey, anyway.
The dog.
Moving forward. I don't think the
Just
girl
so
is cute at
since
all.
I thought she's so cute. Okay, I think that since I jumped the gun a little bit, talked about Fantastic Four, how are you feeling about that? Because I thought that's what you were talking about.
No. So I'm really stoked for Fantastic Four, probably more so than even Superman, honestly. It looks fantastic.
Oh.
I really like how they I hate the Elseworld bullshit. So, they are someplace else. If anybody's seen Thunderbolts, you know that they are not on the main Earth, which the shit that I want them to kill that in Marvel. And I hope they do. And they might, even with Secret Wars and stuff, did what the comics do it, not in Secret Wars, but at other places, and make all universes one. You know what I'm saying? Because the multiverse shit need to go away. But this is if you're gonna have a multiverse, this is a good way to bring them into our universe, because they're in the past, but their past is more um how should I say, futuristic
Mm-hmm.
in our past. So they're in this like the 60s, but I think because of Mr. Fantastic, like the world is so advanced, way more, And so I'm really excited. You know, the Ben Grimm thing, I don't know. We got to see about his voice, because I'm used to it in my brain being a little bit more gravelly, and
Mm-hmm.
stuff like that. And the guy sounds a little kind of too smooth, what I'm saying? But who knows? The actress playing Sue Storm, who knows? If I'm gonna like her. I like the actress, the lady who's playing it. She's been in like the Mission Impossible movies and stuff like that. We got Pedro Pascal, who we both love. So it looks to be a good thing. I
We
like
gotta
the look
try
of
to
it.
keep an open mind. Gotta try
Yeah,
to keep
yeah.
an open mind. I Here's the thing. I think we've discussed this before,
Hmm.
but even though I have never been a Fantastic Four fan, and all the other movies have kind of been disappointing in some way or another,
Yeah, yeah,
um,
for sure. Hell yeah.
every time they're like, "We're gonna make one," I'm like,
You're
"I'll be
optimistic.
there.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
I'll be there."
yeah. Yeah, well, I mean, they did the first movies, what I think through Universal or something like that, or Fox, and like it was like an origin story. Best thing about those, I mean, the actors really wasn't that bad. I really like the Michael Chiklis as the Thing, and I really
Hmm.
like Johnny Storm. What's his name? Chris
Oh
Evans.
yes.
He was effing great, and then like even when he was so good as the Human Torch that you thought he was just gonna be shit as Captain America. You're just like, no, in the world that goofball is gonna be Captain America, and so you know it was surprising. So I'm looking forward to it, Jeff. I mean, honestly, that I'm
Yeah.
looking forward to that more than anything else, man. Of course, it's not gonna be a Sinners or nothing like that, but it's gonna be cool. You know, um. So is there anything else? That's probably it for the summer, right? Which is a weird summer, right?
I
Because
think
normally
there's more stuff coming out, isn't
they
there?
kind of upload this shit toward the front, all
Hmm.
these big movies, like, and then like summer feels like it's over at the beginning of June. You be like they rushed all these movies, all through like May and stuff like that. I'm sure some other stuff coming out, but those are the biggest of the
Yeah,
big.
I think they probably do hope that like it will be good and they'll carry them through the whole summer because people will keep coming to see it. Which maybe, probably not though.
I don't know. I think people will be going to see.
I think they'll go to see it.
Look how long they were going to see Sinners. They were
Hmm.
people. If it was still in the theater, they probably still had some people going to see Sinners. So, you know, yes, it's a phenomenon. But I mean, if you can do a decent Superman movie, people will go. You just been doing some shitty ones. Matter of fact, speaking of shitty, I watched I watched uh Batman versus Superman the other day. Uh,
Hmm.
I was just like, oh, this is a summer blockbuster. I'm in the mood for summer blockbuster. Let me watch this. And I was just like sitting through that movie, like, it just doesn't make you feel good, it's just one thing after
I
another.
want to put a pin in that. What you're saying, I do. It is a dour movie. I just want to remember this for later.
Oh, okay. So, and then it was a scene that happened in that movie that pissed me off. And I don't know how I didn't recognize it. It's this Jesse Eisenberg is like, "Hey, boys," and he stole that from Jaws. That was Richard Dreyfuss' line
Well,
when
is he supposed to be being? Is the character doing a Jaws thing?
I don't know what Jesse Eisenberg was doing in that whole performance. You know, it was
It
just
is honestly maybe worth watching just this Jesse Eisenberg performance because it is so strange.
he
It's
put
such like a
the Jolly Rancher in the guy's mouth and shit like that, and I was just like, you didn't feel good watching that movie. I was like,
you,
damn, Zack Snyder,
I
what?
feel bad.
Why
I
did you
feel
like this?
bad.
Yeah, right. I don't feel it. I'm watching superheroes. I should feel like but I was watching superheroes and I was like,
That's fucking funny.
it's the truth.
Just
Right?
making you sad. Just making you sad.
All right, man. So I think that's our summer preview, right? We
Yeah,
can
a
wrap
little preview.
that part up, and that's what we're gonna do. And we're gonna hit them live, and we ain't gonna f around, and we're gonna jump right on it, and maybe we can get Smooth in on some of this stuff. But he just got to be on time. Smooth, hey, Smooth would have to come here because Smooth will hold us our asses up. So that with his technical difficulties, he'd be like, "Dude, ah, oh shoot." All right, man. So let's get to what we came here to do. So I saw a trailer for Heads of the State maybe around a month or so ago, and I had no feelings for it. I did. Let me turn it around. I said, "Damn, Idris Elba, John Cena. I like both of them, And then it hit me. I was like, "Wait a minute. They're recombining their chemistry from Suicide Squad too, because I was like, where did I see these two cats, before it? They were in Suicide Squad. They were great. They was I hate you type buddy cop thing, in Suicide Squad. So I was like, because I was like, that's an odd, combination to put them in a movie together. But I guess it wasn't that damn odd. So once I saw this, I was like, this looks like a cheese fest. But I don't know. We'll see if sometimes these things are terrible. Sometimes they come out. Like I remember that one movie where Jamie Foxx was supposed to be the president. I think 5 people went to go see it, with Chatham Tatum or some shit like that. It was like, I don't even remember the name of the movie, So it was just like, yeah, I don't think nobody cared about that movie. But these are 2 bigger stars than Chatham Tatum, that's for sure. And so let's get into it. So Heads of State 2025, PG-13, 1 hour 56 minutes. Buddy cop is what it said. Buddy comedy, action comedy thriller. That's a lot. When the UK Prime Minister and the US President become the targets of a foreign adversary, they're forced to rely on each other to thwart a global conspiracy, Tiffobot. That's the synopsis. Who the hell is in this movie?
Well, before we do that, I want to say this movie is directed by Ilya Naishuller.
Who is that?
That is Hardcore Henry.
That's why they're showing Hardcore Henry. In the trailer, they're showing Hardcore Henry scenes, and I'm like, I
and Nobody, which remember Nobody with Bob Odenkirk?
They about to make another one. Of course, they about to ruin it and make another one. Don't make another one. Anyway,
so this movie stars John Cena, as we discussed.
Yep.
Idris Elba, as we discussed.
Yep.
Priyanka Chopra Jonas.
Yeah, she was in this movie. I just found out who she was,
Carla Gugino.
Yep.
Jack Quaid.
I haven't seen Carla Gugino, and I love your pronunciation of her name because I don't know what the hell to call her. But haven't seen her in a while, but she's like an old Warren Blake, and every time you see her, you're like, oh, I like her. But go ahead.
Jack Quaid, Stephen Root.
I didn't know Jack Quaid in this movie. He's starting to be like a Warren Blake.
He is. Like, here's the thing. We'll talk about it. Paddy Considine.
Oh, shoot. You good because you know how your brain like makes words when you see something? And I was like, Constantine, that's Paddy Constantine.
Yeah.
My brain just filled in the gap.
Like if you can't read it, your brain will sometimes just be like, that's what it is.
Yeah.
I'm helping you. And you're like, no, you're not.
Right. And oh wait, well, there's a slew of other people too. So yeah.
Yes, there's a lot more like background characters. Those are our main characters.
Yeah, I'm trying to see who this character is right here because I thought I saw her before, but I did not see her before. Okay. What's her name? So people know what I'm talking about. Katrina Durden. Durden. Yeah, I thought she was a girl that was in the Asuka show as the apprentice, but it was not her because she had the same terrible haircut. But that was not her. So okay, I'm about to struggle because I'm going for the Echo Machine. Oh no, goddamn it, difficult. It's time for what? Turn it off, John. Gotta find another sound effect. Tiffelbot, one word here for heads of state.
Easy.
Easy. Explain.
This is a fun, easy watch.
Mhm.
Like, even if like for some reason you weren't super interested, it just goes so smooth and quick. It's very. I thought it was really fun.
Okay.
And I thought there was some nice artistic touches as well.
Okay. Begrudgingly, I gave this my one word is fun.
Begrudgingly, why?
As the way it started, you know, one, suspend your disbelief on a whole bunch of stuff, right? But is it? Especially when we got presidents accepting jets from other people, they ain't gonna know what the hell they're gonna do, you know. So I was in my head with it, but so as things happening, it was kind of like Olympus Has Fallen, like the second one, Olympus Has Fallen 2, when they came to the White House, and I'm sitting there, no way they would get through that on security, no way. But now I'm like, well, we got, you know, head idiot in charge now, you know. I'm sure a whole bunch of shit can fall through the cracks. So I guess I didn't have to suspend my disbelief
you were open to it. You were open to it.
There's one scene in here that really bothered me, but I'm like, I'm watching Goofball movie 101.
Right.
Easy was good and fun was good.
It knows that it knows it's not serious.
It's serious, but it knows it's not serious.
Right. The film is not. When you watch the film, and there's certain scenes and ones, even some of like the ones I would say are more artistic, great scenes.
Yeah.
I acknowledge that this movie is a goof. Like, there's two scenes in particular I'm talking about, and we can talk about them now because they're not really spoilers. But there's two scenes.
Whoa, let's just spoil it now.
Spoilers.
So if you turn
it off,
right, and come back and watch the rest.
You could take a pause, watch it, come back.
We assume your ass didn't seen it now,
or that you don't care,
or you don't care
to hear spoilers. You still watch it, or maybe you won't. Who knows?
Yeah, because it's not like it's like a
right
amalgamation of a puzzle that, you know, that's gonna.
There's really, you're probably gonna be good, right?
Yep.
So there's two scenes in particular that I adore in this movie, and that is when they are recapping briefly how people regrouped, and it just shows you met like really quick versions of like her traveling through on that moped, and then it would cut scenes in the background, and then later it happened again with Idris Elba's character, and that was a wonderful callback, and it was just that kind of whimsy. Kind of whimsical insertions that they did in the movie that let you know, like, yeah, really fucking stupid, unbelievable shit's happening in this movie. It's not a believable movie. It is in some ways, because then you go, wow, this is really ridiculous. And then you go, oh, yeah, politics right now is fucking ridiculous.
You know, that's a good call, though, Tiff. That's a really, really good call. That lets you know those. They only did it twice, thank God, because, you know, they got movies that just keep doing it. Kind of like Into the Spider-Verse, but it served a purpose, and it kind of like pioneered it really well. You know what I'm saying? With, you know, okay, one more time, we're gonna go over the story. So it was kind of like that, but really, really short, really short. And it was very cute. You know, I was like, oh, that's goofy.
yeah. You're like, okay, I love that. There's like, the movie is not, it's PG-13. There isn't a lot of blood, but I think this is what I call a well done PG-13 movie, as far as like not showing us blood and stuff, because a lot of the death does happen off screen. People are blown into another room, and we don't normally see the aftermath.
You know, I've been having a problem with that. I'm not a violent, you know, a lover type of person, but if you're gonna be, you know, a Wakandan with a spear, and you're doing this over a person, and then you look at them and they just like, and, you know, because they have electro pulses. Somebody should have their ass slit open. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But they did do a whole bunch of, and if you're watching this on YouTube, boom, and then like the person would,
they just like blown away.
Right. So it's like, okay, I assume that they're mangled beyond all belief.
Right.
And very good. You didn't have to show it. You put it in my brain. We know it happened, and you don't have to show it. But at least we know it happened.
Right. There's a right way to do it, I feel, where you don't really look away, but you don't show it as well. So you can kind of skirt that line. I think this, to a certain 13-year-old, this would be an okay movie to watch, you know?
Shit, I'm in my 50s and I enjoyed the shit out of it. So let's keep moving. Let's start to move ahead. So it's weird. John Cena is the president. He was a movie star like Rambo or something like that. He did all these action movies and stuff like that, and he became the president. And he was very likable, and he wanted to be liked. He's an
Yes.
actor, so he really, really wants to be liked. He's the most popular president in the history of the office, and it was refreshing. Honestly, that's another thing about this. I was like, oh man, I miss
He like believes people are good as well, like that they have good intentions.
I miss half-ass liking the president, and I miss half-ass liking somebody that's not 1,000 years old.
Just half-ass liking the president.
I mean, because you shouldn't like everybody in leadership, everything they do. If you like everything that everybody that's a leader does in office, you like everything, you're fucked up. Something's wrong with you because you should have some disagreements somewhere in there. I'm not saying everything, but you shouldn't agree with everything they do, even if it's your candidate. Anyway, so moving forward, off my soapbox. So it was nice seeing him. He looked the role. John Cena has come such a long way as an actor from when he
just
started.
really swooped in,
Mm-hmm.
took the spot that The Rock had previously occupied in my heart because now he's a scum, and punched him right out of there and just snuggled in.
Yeah, I'm the same way. I don't want to see him.
John Cena.
And it's not like he did anything to me. It just
nah, he's starting to be sort of
it is
horrible rich people shit.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
exactly.
He get gone. No, I don't like that.
Idris Elba is he's such a dude. And I'm gonna tell you why.
God, I love him.
Well, so do you and a lot of other people. But one thing I really like about him, he does such weird shit. Like he's Hemdale, right? He's this guy, right? He's in that awful like Fast and Furious movie, right?
Yeah, he is.
But then he's like Luther,
Yeah, he's Luther, and he's in like Pacific Rim. Like,
right. I mean, not even Pacific Rim, but it's something like Luther. If you want, holy shit, Luther
is really, yeah.
I mean, and it just shows how good he is as an actor. The man can do anything, right? He can do anything. He can do anything except for run. If you ever watch him run, like even with the strain, the man can't run. He run like he got two big bow legs and just won't. Like so. Anyway, man. So he's good, and I like his character. That he's the British Prime Minister, and they're about to have this meeting with the president, and he doesn't like the president, and it was a great scene during the press conference when the guy was like, well, you never seen combat, and I know both of y'all don't think y'all heroes, are you? And then like took them both down a notch because the British Prime Minister Sam literally did think he was a war hero. He was like, I served in the Royal Navy, in the Royal Army, and he's like, yeah, and he was like, you didn't see no combat, though. So so I thought it was hilarious. And then he had an old movie star guy who actually thought because he said I trained with the Navy SEALs and the Special Forces, and they was like, yeah, but. You were just hanging around. What are you talking about? So it kind of brought them down to a notch and started bringing in more comedy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I dug that. So, they get on the plane, Air Force One, and it was talking about the state of the art. And, I was sitting there thinking like, yeah. Anyway, so they get on the plane and it gets infiltrated and everything happens way too easy. So I'm glad I let myself get out of the way of this movie because I was like, so he just gonna take over the plane just like that. I was like, look, they gotta take over the plane. They ain't gonna. It's not a rocket science movie. They just gonna, just gotta go with it. So they took over the plane and killed all the highly trained killers that's on there. Just killed all the killers. I'm sitting there like
killed everyone on the plane too. Everybody did.
Yeah, but I'm gonna tell you something though, Tiff. This Air Force One scene was pretty much one of the most exciting Air Force scenes. I mean, you had the one with Iron Man, which was good, right? And then you had Air Force One, which the whole movie was filmed on it. But I really liked this scene with these drones. It was unbelievable, but the drones attacking them and the guy on a plane. It was a good action sequence, man. I mean, and I didn't know what was gonna happen. I thought maybe the plane was gonna go down, and maybe, but the guy burnt up the stuff and they jumped off and it's a good scene. What do you think?
Yeah, I thought that scene was so like, okay, this is a goofy movie. They managed to weave it together with the seriousness of what's happening in a way that makes you go, it keeps, even if you're like, man, this is a kind of a popcorn movie, it keeps you in that like kind of adrenaline state that's kind of fun while you're watching a movie. Yeah. And I will tell you, I felt that guy was like, you guys have to take these backpacks. We all have a job to do.
I'm look at his hero.
I was like, yeah. He was like, it's been a pleasure, Mr. President. And I was like, oh my God, I'm an American.
I felt the same way. I also felt that they had a little gravitas when they were on the ground, and the Cena character, who I keep forgetting his name, he said to him, he played Will. He said,
Will, because his initials are WMD.
"Yeah, WND, right?" He said to him, "Yeah, all of my people, your security detail, my security detail, and everybody else on that plane is dead. So, you know, who cares about your damn day?" And I was like,
Yeah.
it was little stuff like that that was real.
Yeah, that like
That
there's okay, when we think about what a good movie is or even what a great movie is, I
Mhm.
think we lose it a little bit in the fact that there has to be like some kind of high art. Now, I would argue that Hardcore Henry is high art, but here in this movie, there's so many intricate, like little intricate pieces that come together that add something to the movie so that it's not just a goof, and it
Yeah,
has like these sort of poignant moments and fun moments and moments of friendship that like really like get to you in this silly goofy movie.
yeah. So they betrayed, and this Victor Gardoff is like, he's like this rich terrorist, right?
He's like
That
a Bond villain almost.
he's totally a bomb villain, especially like the way they took out at the beginning of the movie, they took out Noel's team, right? The CIA agent.
And I love that it's a tomato fight.
Yeah, that was crazy. Is
Just
that a real
crazy.
thing? I was like, I wonder if this
I
is real.
wondered if that was a real thing too. Those
Yeah,
tomatoes looked juicy.
they did. They talk about their rotten tomato. I said, that tomatoes ain't rotten. So it was also amazing how the guy walked through all those tomato fights without getting any
Yeah, he
tomato.
had like one little bit on his back, and I was like, bullshit.
Yeah, so they killed the whole team. They did like a Tom Cruise, like Mission Impossible thing, killed the whole team, and she was supposed to be dead. We knew she wasn't dead. And
Mhm.
so these guys are now on this trek to save themselves as president. The new president gets sworn in. Then they start thinking about who betrayed them. And, it was interesting because he was like, man, I went to Cambridge with this guy. I know this guy for the last 100 years, my best friend. And then the president was like, when they thought it was his communication officer, she's my best friend in the whole world. How could this have happened? And it pointed to the black lady who was a communication officer so fast. I was like, no way. Right? You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? I was like, no way. I mean, you didn't have to really figure this movie out, guys. It's
No,
not.
there's no pressure to like. It's not like you're like, huh, that's a red hair. There's no red herrings. They're very. You kind of even know it's the vice president, and then he says later it's always the vice
Oh, it's the
president.
vice president, right? But they introduced Jack Quaid in this movie, and
Fucking goddamn it!
it
I
was so good.
loved every fucking
It's so
second
good. It
this
was
man was on the screen.
good.
Like
It was
I
so good.
here's the thing. It happens about 45 minutes into this movie, which is
Yep.
2 hours.
Yep.
And so I thought, fuck yeah, he's joining the team. You
He
guys,
didn't join
he's
us.
there for 15 of the best cinematic moments in history. It's so good.
The shooting through the walls.
With his little monitor TV that he's
A
carrying
whole
with him, he's like,
monitor, not
bam,
a cell phone,
bam.
not a cell phone, but a whole monitor. And so, he just beat ass and did it with a smile and, paid a pretty bad price at the end. But I'm so glad that he wasn't gone because, I was like, oh, yeah, now y'all can do a Mission Impossible movie with this girl and this guy or something like that. And it'll be
Hell
fun,
yeah. See, that's the thing. I would totally watch
Me too.
a sequel with Priyanka Chopra and
That's right.
yes, Jack Quaid,
Yeah.
because he's you guys. I know that there's just sometimes 10 to 15 minutes in a movie
Oh,
is enough of a
yeah.
masterpiece.
Yeah, his scene. How many times you seen the movie? Like, why don't you just shoot him through the walls? You know what I'm saying? You know, well, we ain't seen somebody try to shoot somebody through the wall since the Matrix. Years ago.
Because it
So
was like a room within a room, so like he used all these tools. My favorite was that he knew they were gonna blow
door
the
right.
door in, so he blew the door back out, which was
Hey,
just you guys
never saw that before. Never saw that
so
before.
good.
Give me something you never seen before. I was like, never seen that before. His scene was great, and then they were moving on. So I like this moving on to safe house, safe house. The thing I hated about the movie is when they showed that computer room, that dark room with everybody in there looking like they're on the bridge of the Starship Enterprise. Where the guy took over in the beginning they took over the eye in the sky. I was like, why do you always do this? Why do you always show these rooms that look like this? No one at these real computer rooms probably look like just some shitty government office, what I'm saying? But it was like this futuristic black site, like you could swear the Enterprise could just float down through the room.
Yeah.
That's the shit. That's the thing that bothered me the most. And when it happened, Tiff, I got an attitude. I was like, oh, it's about to be this movie's movie's gonna be so goddamn unrealistic that this is gonna make me mad. But it didn't do that. It didn't do that. We got this spy within a spy trying to. He wasn't trying to help them, but I think he was scared of this villain who didn't talk that much, and he was fine
Mm-mm.
enough of a villain. They didn't really flush him out. They
Yeah, I
flushed.
don't think he like needed to be right. He was just supposed to be the
Nah,
ultimate bad.
they kind of told stories about how he was supposed to be, and so yeah, the guy got on the train. I was surprised when he shot the guy. I was surprised he was
Me
there.
too.
I was like, what the hell is he doing there with a gun? But he shot the guy. He
They
didn't.
actually shot the guy, and then they shot the guy. There was so much just betrayal in this film.
He should
You
have shot him more
definitely
than
felt,
once. Think about it. He only
yeah,
gave him one
yeah, he
shot.
did, one, and then you got to double tap.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
already did the nasty deed.
Right. So he gets shot, and he's around long enough to explain the evil villain's plan, which was perfect, which I didn't mind. Normally in movies you make a big bones about that, but as long as the movie isn't taking itself so seriously, you can deal with shit like this and pass it along. Just another pass, another pass. They jump off the train, another pass. We're cool, right? We're cool. Then they get this warehouse thing, where he gave them the codes and they get stuck in the safe, which was another great scene. I'm like, oh, this
Mhm.
is really cool, man. And then especially when the Sam character, you know, we knew he wasn't dead, but
Yeah,
it was still enough stakes at that
but
moment.
that's when we get to see again later how he does.
He was like, going
Yeah,
down
he
the
said,
stairs,
and then the
and shit was
car, and the car, and the car.
screaming shit, sold the whole thing.
Fantastic, fantastic.
Because he was like
Um,
a shivering bitch going down
yeah,
that line.
yes, yeah. Like that's the thing. This movie, every so often, you might get that feeling that you're like, that wouldn't, but then that shit happens, and you're like, of course, this whole thing is unbelievable. It's great.
So let's talk about the greatest scene in the movie, and that's the car chase with the beast.
The
That
Beast.
whole thing was a masterpiece. I mean, the car was getting towed up. They had a fight inside the car. They shooting bazookas outside the car. They got James Bond shit going inside the car. He throws a refrigerator full of blood, and
Yeah,
the
the
lady,
blood.
the guy's love interest ends up killing herself inside the car. It was just like, I love this. It was just so
It was
the
yes,
fools went off the thing and blew themselves up.
magical.
Yeah, it was really it was really good, Tim. He shows up on the fire engine and stuff. And then the music with it was Kickstart My Heart. It wasn't the Motley
Yeah,
Crue, but it still works so good. I was like, oh God, I used to like this song, what I'm saying?
yeah,
And
yeah.
they
It's
just
a
doing
jam.
it was a lot of shit. We find out that it's the vice president, and that, like you said earlier, that acknowledgement that it was always the vice president was just, it was like, of course. We all do. We all seen Tom Clancy
And
movies,
like,
right?
excuse me, but like, yeah, even the fact that he's a former movie star, and I know, like, so he's drawing some of the stuff from movies, but then it's making it really meta because it's a movie
Yeah,
about stuff that's about movies. It's
yeah.
kind of, I wonder if the more I watch it, the more I'll be like, this is a genius work.
I like when Sam had to admit that he loved his movies. He was like, "They're classic. They're the
Yeah,
great."
they're classics.
I was like, I was like, I didn't see that coming. He held that back really good.
He did, he did. But
Like,
you know what? That man, that character, because you buy these characters, you think that they're real
you did.
people, that they're
You
existing
did.
outside. So you're like, that man would never even
Right,
admit to his friends that he was watching those.
right,
You know what I'm
right.
saying?
Well, the shit got real for him, and he just
But
had
you
to come out
had
with
to
it.
tell him.
Right. And so
And
that
there's
part
that
of
scene where
me,
the sheep's udder in the transport
on
vehicle is
his
like
face.
rubbing against his face, and he's just like,
I even like the fact that the lady knew that it was a president.
yes. There was a
Yeah,
lot of heartwarming
yep. I was
things
like,
that happened in this movie.
and he hadn't been president long enough for people to start hating him. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So, you know, and Sam did keep making this, he kept telling him, look, you're gonna have to make some hard decisions and people ain't gonna like your ass. You know what I'm saying? That's I've been
Hmm.
in here for 6 years and I kind of like that, but Tiffany, but I just had to tell you, it was nice seeing the president I like for changes. Oh,
Yeah, a fake president that we could really get behind.
please, won't yes, please. So yeah, man. So the worst part about this movie is when they arrived at NATO, and I just I know when the criminal showed up and they would just took out all the security of
Hmm.
all the world leaders. I was like, okay, y'all, that's a strong pass y'all looking for this one. I'm like, man, yeah, this thing would be so protected. They just come on in and just start killing.
Yeah.
But it is what it is. And they chase. What I was hoping was when they chased down the terrorists, and she was fighting, going one on one with other terrorists. And I want to give kudos to the stunt director, because this wasn't ballerina. I'm so cute. Watch me kick ass. This looked good.
Yeah,
She
she was
looked
kicking
good.
ass.
She
She was
looked
kicking
good.
some fucking
And this is
ass.
the shit I'm talking about. I'm not sexist. I don't got a problem wrong with women doing whooping ass, but it always looks so shitty in movies, and it's so few and far between. I got to call it out and be like, Atomic Blonde, this one or that one. Do more of that shit. This looked great, Tiffobot. I was like,
I
yeah,
will say that like
ass.
she's a very everyone in this movie, she's so believable.
Yep.
Like, and this character, like, even if the movie itself is unbelievable, you really believe these people exist, and I think that really helps sail it through.
The fight
And
scenes
she
were
kicks ass.
yeah,
She
she
kicks
was great.
ass.
It was believable. It did not look like she was a little 120-pound chick that didn't know how to use her body and would do ballet and beat a man down, because that's what we normally get. And the shit, that's sexist if you ask me, doing that shit. This shit looked good. It was gritty, and she was whooping ass, and it was believable, and love it. More of that shit. More of that. So that happened, and I wanted somebody to be filming these presidents running up the stairs and like taking on a bad guy. I said that would have been kind of cool if they would have actually been filmed doing this shit, but it didn't happen. So they had a fish and chips. Tiff. They stopped the
Yeah, they're
criminal.
little click, 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 click.
Yeah. So I like the sacrifice thing. Remember in your movie, that's when he confessed that he loved all the movies and stuff. His buddy took the sacrifice. He got shot with that damn harpoon, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I thought, like, okay, so it obviously opens on the exit, like it exits and then opens.
Yeah.
But I was like, damn, how'd that get through there? Then I realized that.
Oh, it's pretty thin, but it's still.
Ooh, I would not. No, thank you.
Yeah, yeah. And then, I thought he was gonna. So when he took it was also funny when he took the Cupid, like he was gonna rip it, and it was only the little toe holding it on there. That was pretty good. He threw it, and I thought he was gonna hit him in the chest and knock him through. But then I thought it was a mistake because it looked like it was going too high. And what's going on? I was like, oh, he blew it. They're gonna make him a adult, at the end of the movie. But he did exactly what he wanted to do, and then they showed up the helicopter blow up too. So we didn't have to worry about, did he get away, or even worse, yet another scene where they tried to kill him. We thought he was dead, and then he's not.
and then he's not.
He pops up again, with the Die Hard bullshit. I was like, please don't do that, and they didn't. Thank God. So I really liked the fish and chip scenes, Tiff, at the the end of that stuff. I thought they was going to show her as the prime minister's wife or girlfriend,
Right?
But,
no, she's still a secret agent. She's going to recruit Jack Quaid.
I will watch that movie.
I will watch that movie too. I'm already signed up. Listen, you got 2 tickets. Just do it. Exactly. Also, like, this movie has no shame about being just an at-home release.
Yeah.
And it's just like, this is what we did.
They spent real money on this damn movie, though. It don't look like no home release. It's fully funded for sure. Looks good. It's not. It doesn't look like you're watching a straight to DVD release. It could have easily been put in the theaters. Would easily, especially with these 2 actors. If you market it right, but then that's when all the money go away. And you market the hell out of it, and all of the marketing people take all the damn money. Anyway, man. So Tiff, I don't think I got anything else to say about this movie. I enjoyed the shit out of it. I can tell you that.
Me too. That's great.
Will it be forgettable? Yeah, probably so. But
no, I'll watch it again. I will never forget, because I'll be watching it again.
Okay, I see. No, it was pretty good, man. I mean, I enjoyed it. I mean, it's kind of. I'm glad I liked it. You know what I'm saying? Because shit, so much shit you don't like now these days.
That's true. That's at least some like fun. Sometimes it's just nice, even if this wasn't good, which I think it was. There's something nice about seeing something that you just like enjoyed.
And that sums up. That's the last word on it for sure. Total enjoyment, man. I just fucking enjoyed it, man. It was like good. So more of this, less of that other shit. And so we're gonna check out which one we watching? Jurassic Park. We'll see if this is the third revival of
I've lost track.
It's the third revival, right? Because they did 3 movies with Christopher Pratt.
Oh, okay. I'm so sorry. I thought this was the third one of those, but it's the third revamp.
Yeah, I mean, there's no Christopher Pratt. There's no it was Dallas Bryce Howard and stuff. in this last iteration. I liked the first movie. The second one I hated. The third one was, but you know, I'm surprised they like actually came back to the well so quickly after the last one. But I think the last one didn't get released some not too long after COVID. I mean, movies are still weird. People weren't going to the movies and stuff no more. I don't even know if people are going to the movies now. They went to go see Sinners.
Mhm.
I don't know, but if they, I don't know if they're seeing. Oh, they went to go see Tom Cruise's last movie too, Mission Impossible. He made a bunch of money off of that, you know. So there we go. So that's it, man. I'm the host of Fans of Potomac. My name is Montego. With me is my wonderful co-host. We can't do damn thing. We got it done. Say goodbye to the people. Tiff.
It's been a pleasure as always.
It has. We're going to be back next week. We're going to put the link up ahead of time.
Yeah.
So you guys can just hit the damn link and come. And we're going to try to, oh, we got some people in the chat. This is how this shit works. Oh, goodness. I didn't see that. Oh, no. We got
You can
chat.
say something. What does it say?
Oh, no. It's the one says studio chat. The other one says Tiffobot. I don't know. Did you do something?
I will say that Mark from So Wizard is actually in the chat.
Yeah.
And he said, "Don't besmirch my ballerina movie," and I agree. You say it. That's right. That's
Hey,
right.
I didn't see Ballerina.
That's right. That's right. You can't say nothing because you haven't seen it.
I'm gonna have to see it just for that damn remark. There we go.
Yep, that's your penance. He said Idris is also an EDM DJ in between acting gigs.
Mhm.
The man of my dreams.
Okay. All right, Mark Ellis Reagans from So Wizard Podcast. Go check them out. Goes some of our number one homies there, our lovely family members. So that's it, Tiff. Until next week.
Yes,
we will be
on patrol. I did it.